Hey guys, welcome to Astral Diaries. Just a little quick video here. While I try to share astral projections in this channel, this one is a lucid dream, and there's a reason why I want to share this because I did a couple things in this experience that was my goal, and also kind of while at it talk about the difference of lucid dream and astral projection. I know there's a lot of people who does tell you what you can and cannot do when you're in one or the other, and you know how you can create anything you want in lucid dream versus an astral you can't, stuff like that. For me it's very simple. Unless I'm rolling out of my bed and hit the floor or float out, I don't consider it as astral projection. So very simple. If I don't roll out of the bed, I don't see that as astral projection. So this one, I was in front of my computer like typing something, and then all of a sudden the lights turn off, but the computer is on. I'm like, what? If the power went out, why is the computer on? Now I know in dream worlds we're like in fantasy lands doing all kind of crazy stuff, but we believe it. But then little something like that can throw, makes us realize that we're in a dream. So I stood up, and what I did was I tried to float. And when I, ended up floating, I knew I was in a dream state. So I went up to my room. And I try to avoid looking in the mirror because usually that could probably end the experience, or like maybe you see something scary or something, I almost, you never see yourself, because when I have seen myself in the mirror, sometimes you do, but it's not something I do during a lucid dream or astral projection. Of course, I've done it during a dream, but I decided to do it this time. I looked in the mirror. I didn't see myself. Instead, I could kind of see through the mirror, and then something I wanted to do during an experience, lucid dream or astral projection, was to go inside the mirror. Like how many times, I don't know if you were a kid, at least I did, I used to kind of look in the mirror when I was a kid, kind of even fantasize about going into that world, because it's just an opposite reflection of what your house is at the time. So that's what I did. Actually, I couldn't go through it at first. I had to make my hand a couple attempts, like my hand would get stuck in the mirror, and then finally I went through it. And then once I went through it, I kind of like start falling down slowly. And then I find myself in a place, there's like a little doorway, a window. I went through it. Oh, look at her. She just woke up. And then she might come sit on my lap now. Anyways, I went through it. So that's one thing I want to do. Look in the mirror, go through a mirror. That's two things I did. And then another thing that I've done once before, and I did it this time, was what would it be like to just go inside my car in a lucid dream or astral projection, and get in the car, turn the ignition, drive it, and then take it for a ride. I've done that before. That I could make a different video about that. But I did it again. So there's an SUV parked. I don't know, I've never had an SUV in my life. And a like nice, beautiful area, like roads and stuff. And I got in it. And the way I turned this thing on, I knew that I'm in this dream state. And I knew that I don't necessarily have to turn the key, put in drive. I kind of like willed it, almost kind of thought about it, and then it turned on. And then I did put the gear in drive. And I drove. Oh my God, it felt so good. And I saw other cars, and in that experience, I was like, you know what? They're probably doing what I'm doing. They're in this lucid dream or something. And I drive. I want to drive faster, and the car kind of had its limit. I feel like my feet was hitting the floor, the gas pedal, and it was only going so fast. What a beautiful drive. Just kept driving, and I see other cars, some really cool looking, like a classic looking cars, and some modern cars. Kept going. Another thing I noticed is this experience was really lasting longer than expected, and I mentioned this in my other video. I think his name is Michael Duga or something. He's a very expert when it comes to lucid dreaming, astral projection, and he says if you want the experience to last longer, to touch something. Now the fact that I was holding on to the steering of the car, it was making the experience last and making it very vivid. I really like it, and I knew, and I've had this experience the last time I drove a car. Very vivid, really nice drive. Kept going for as long as the experience lasted. Eventually it fades away, unfortunately, it always does. And I see people, and just it's so vivid and so real that you have to kind of pause and just kind of absorb, some of the movement of what people do and say. It's so real. And the experience ended, so I woke up in my bed, and then the funny thing, I've never done this before. I immediately closed my eyes. I was so in that state still that it continued. It was weird. It's like that experience continued for a couple more seconds, and I actually went on even more. It's like I stepped right back into it, and it was almost like watching a movie. Like the experience was so vivid that even though I got out of it, I immediately jumped right back into it for a couple minutes. Drove around a little bit more, and then before it came to an end. Anyways, just a quick little lucid dream experience, and I did about three different things that I wanted to do in an experience environment. A really fun one, and I just wanted to share that. Thanks.